The hit series Peaky Blinders first aired in 2013 and became an instant fan favorite. The series tells the story is a gangster family epic set in early 1900s England and centers on a gang who sews razor blades in the peaks of their caps and their ruthless boss Tommy Shelby. So stay tuned and don't go away because we're revealing Peaky Blinders Season 6 moments fans have totally missed. First up, which details of the series have most fans totally missed? You're about to find out. Fans will never forget the legacy of the Shelby family that the creators of the series have carefully crafted and put together. Tommy Shelby, played by the super talented actor Cillian Murphy, is the leader of the pack and makes major decisions for the family gang. Tommy and his brothers, his Aunt Polly, and his love interests either support him or discourage him from his decisions. The show is loaded with powerful imagery, gorgeous sets, and as many fans have noticed throughout the seasons, colors that perfectly fit the mood and tone of the show. The set designers for Peaky Blinders say that there are even secrets in the windows. Audiences might not realize it, but a ton of work went into the set design for Peaky Blinders. The show is set in 1919 Birmingham, England, after the First World War, and the gloomy atmosphere illustrates how the Shelbys and local residents are feeling. There are plenty of Easter eggs for fans. The set designers, Nicole Northridge and Johnny Mead, snuck into the show. For instance, the white and black horse motif carries on through every season. Aside from the glass, though, there's a horse motif for Tommy. The Shelby Gin Distillery uses a white horse for its logo, and the same white horse is painted on the back wall of the garrison. And in Tommy's office, there's a picture of a white horse. In Season 5, a black horse haunts Tommy. His racehorse was named Dangerous, and it was a black horse that Tommy ultimately shot. The black horse returns in dark imagery in Tommy's mind. Next up, what's the secret behind the black cat? Let's take a look. The highly anticipated 6th season of Peaky Blinders premiered on February 28th, the series has kept viewers gripped on the edge of their seats with the brutal battles between the Shelbys and their enemies, not to mention rocky relationships and intense family bonds. But what about the mysterious black cat? If you recall in Season 5, one of the best characters in Peaky Blinders, Tommy, had repeated visions of a black cat. Aunt Polly informed Tommy that in folklore, his vision was symbolic of a traitor in their midst. The secret of the black cat has yet to be revealed in past seasons, and there's hope among fans that we'll finally discover who Judas is. But at least one fan, a user on Reddit named McScazzy, believes that the black cat could be Tommy Shelby himself. Considering Season 5 was all about Tommy's internal struggle, McScazzy's theory is certainly an interesting one, as Tommy's life has become more and more extreme with newly added pressures being constantly dumped onto his plate. It's starting to seem like life as the lead of the Shelby family has taken its toll, and his vision may very well represent his own instability. Up next, what's going on with Gina and Mosley? Let's find out. There are definitely some characters in Peaky Blinders who existed in real life, and Oswald Mosley is one of them. Tommy isn't exactly at war with Mosley per se, but he's definitely wary of him and does not trust him. But then again, Tommy hardly trusts anyone. It seems as though some fans think there could be more to Gina's involvement with Mosley, who, as you know, is a fascist leader. One fan, a user on Reddit named Trash Lurker, said, "At Tommy's party, Gina knew him by name. She may have some involvement with him." Trash Lurker's theory is certainly a wild one, but are they right? The theory stems from the fact that as Michael's wife, Gina would be obliged to inform the Shelbys exactly what her connections to Mosley is. This is why some fans, like Trash Lurker, feel that there's more to Gina than meets the eye. And who can forget the time that Tommy Shelby berates Michael and tells him to leave after Michael proposes he take over Shelby Company Limited? For obvious reasons, Peaky Blinders focuses a great deal on Tommy and his family, but there's a number of supporting characters that add layers of depth to this show, wonderfully complement the main cast members, and add subplots and disruptions to the Shelbys. Reddit user Cambo1111 thinks another character could be involved and said, "Michael is being manipulated by someone higher up we haven't met yet. The Shelbys work together because of strong loyalty and trust between family members. If Michael's strings are being pulled by an unknown character, his betrayal would be a huge slap in the face to the Shelbys, and he'll likely suffer dire consequences." Stay tuned and don't go away, because we're taking a deep dive into Peaky Blinders and revealing everything you need to know and may have missed. Next up, what are Tommy's big contributions to the show? Let's dig a little deeper. Tommy Shelby contributes some of the most dramatic and amazing quotes in Peaky Blinders, as he leads Birmingham, England's most feared family. Fans are dying to know how Season 6 will end, and there are many theories floating round, so the ending that Season 6 might bring is still very much up for debate. One Reddit user named ScaryAD8176 explained how he thinks Season 6 could end and said, Thomas Shelby might die probably at the end of Season 6 if the director really wants a proper ending. If Tommy dies, that would definitely put an end to the series, and we could see the family essentially lost without their leader. And although much of the Peaky Blinders is fictional, there are aspects of the storyline that were built around actual events. Writers accomplished this task by either bringing in real-life characters or basing the plotline around historical fact and events that actually took place. A Reddit user named Short for Carrot discussed the inclusion of World War II in the show's plot and said, the Romani were taken to concentration camps as early as 1933. The whole next season could get very heavy. So the Shelby's Romani heritage might come into play in Season 6 with Hitler's invasion, and the prospect of war could have an intense effect on not only lives, but the storyline as well. Up next, why is the character Finn so naive? Or, as some might say, stupid? Let's find out. Finn tries, but mostly fails, to follow in the footsteps of his older, fearless sibling, who are constantly forced to make decisions that oftentimes result in death. One Reddit user named Nizar111 asked, am I the only one who thinks Finn's pure stupidity will get him killed before the end of the series? Unfortunately, Finn has made several mistakes in his contributions to the Peaky Blinders. The mistakes are piling up and could result in his getting killed. Finn is obviously younger than the other siblings, and he just can't seem to get the hang of things. As a result, many fans seem to think that at some point, sooner rather than later, someone's gonna take him out. But let's head back to Season 4 for a minute to take a closer look at the faking of Arthur's death that lured the Shelby's enemies into a trap. Faking Arthur's death allowed the Shelbys to take revenge on their enemies. Some fans, though, suspect that history may repeat itself in the final installment of the series. A Reddit user said, I think Tommy will fake his suicide in a similar fashion as Arthur in Season 4 and let the rats come out of the woodwork. Could Tommy fake his own death, entice his enemies to reveal themselves? It's a possibility. Others think the theory is a little wonky considering it's already been done. What do you think? Finally, what role will Tommy's internal issues play in Season 6? Let's have a look. Tommy's character is one that is quite complex, and for many fans, it's one of the most compelling aspects of the Peaky Blinders series. Tommy's relationship with his family members is tightly intertwined with his responsibility of running the family business, and it keeps his enemies close. Tommy's role is a heavy burden of intensity, and it might just be a matter of time before it all becomes too much for him to deal with. A Reddit user named Dry Chip No Salsa explained, I've also seen theories about Tommy battling himself this whole time in a Fight Club sort of trauma-induced personality split. Before the start of the whole series, Tommy's backstory was a clay kicker in World War I. For those of you who don't know, clay kickers were members of the tunneling engineering squads in World War I. That alone would have certainly had an impact on Tommy's mental health in itself. When you combine the heartache of loss and the constant bombardment of having to battle others, the theory could play a role in Season 6's narrative. The fact that Tommy is a veteran of World War I and obviously suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder is something that is a recurring theme throughout the series. However, bear in mind that in the early 1900s, there was no real understanding of post-traumatic stress disorder, and the mental health struggles of veterans during that era were largely swept under the rug. That's a wrap for today's video. Thank you for watching.